Oliver Ellsworth and Nixon versus United States by Brandon and Logan. Early life. Oliver Ellsworth was born on April 29, 1745 in Windsor, Connecticut. His parents were Gemma and David Ellsworth. Ellsworth got married to Abigail Westcott in 1772. Education. In 1762, Ellsworth started Yale University, but towards the end of his second year, he transferred into Princeton University. Ellsworth studied theology and received his A.B. degree in 2 years. Ellsworth continued his education with law and was admitted to the bar in 1771. Presidential appointment. In the spring of 1796, Ellsworth was appointed Chief Justice of the Supreme Court and also served as Commissioner to France in 1799 and 1800. Ellsworth also served on the Committee of Five that prepared the first draft of the Constitution. He was also state attorney for Hartford County. Facts. Oliver Ellsworth's law career started at a low point, and he struggled to support his family because of previous debt. To survive during this troubling time, he was also a farmer and woodcutter. Oliver had a son named William W. Ellsworth, and he was a Yale-educated attorney who served as the 30th governor of Connecticut. Who was involved? The United States and President Richard Nixon. When did it happen? It was argued on July 8, 1974. On July 24, 1974, it was decided. The case was brought up by the Watergate scandal, which had occurred during the presidential campaign in 1972 between Democratic Senator George McGovern and President Nixon, which all happened during the impeachment of Nixon. The case had a big part of limiting the power of any U.S. president to claim executive privileges. Where did the case originate? The Nixon versus United States case originated in the lower court and in the unaired States Court of the Appeals of the Second Circuit. What happened in the case? The case was about if having possession of Nixon's personal tapes was a violation of the principles of the separation of powers and executive privilege. Nixon resigned shortly after the tapes were released. Why did this case go to the Supreme Court? The First Amendment was violated by Nixon's act, which was freedom of press. The Supreme Court has the right to publish on the newspaper the documents, which were known as the Pentagon Papers. The newspapers have that right to publish the Pentagon Papers. Then they rejected Nixon's argument to be in the national security. What was the decision of the Supreme Court? The case resulted in a unanimous decision against President Richard Nixon, ordering him to deliver tape recordings and other subpoenaed materials to a federal district court.